Tonight, it is every hunter for themselves.
พบกับเรื่องราวขวัญผวาในคืนหอนอสูรโหดเมื่อกลุ่มยอดนักล่าจากทั่วทุกมุมโลกรวมตัวกันเพื่อเล่นเกมล่าอสูรในที่ปิดตายแต่ไม่มีใครคิดไม่มีใครคาดว่าหนึ่งในกลุ่มนักล่าจะมีอสูรร้ายแฝงกายอยู่ข้างในWerewolf by Night ผลงานภาพยนตร์ภาคพิเศษต้อนรับเทศกาลฮาโลวีนจาก Marvel Studios ปลุกชีพฮีโร่มนุษย์หมาป่าอายุกว่า50ปีผู้ปรากฏตัวครั้งแรกบนคอมิกส์ Marvel Spotlight ในเดือนกุมภาพันธ์ปี 1972 ผ่านเรื่องราวของแจ็ค รัสเซลชายผู้กลายร่างเป็นอสูรร้ายถูกค่ำคืนที่จันทร์เต็มดวงและถูกผู้คนทุกหมู่เหล่าออกตามล่าก่อนที่ในเดือนกันยายนของปีเดียวกันเขาจะมีคอมิกซีรีส์เป็นของตัวเองและนำไปสู่การเผชิญหน้ากับอัศวินจันทรามูนไนท์นี่คือเรื่องราวที่เย้ายวนใจของไมเคิล เจียคิโนคอมโพเซอร์ฝีมือฉกาจของวงการฮอลลีวูดอยู่เบื้องหลังดนตรีสกอร์ของหนังดังมามากมายหรือแม้แต่เพลงธีมของ MCU เขาได้รับไฟเขียวจากเควิน ไฟกีให้เดบิวต์งานกำกับภาพยนตร์เป็นครั้งแรกพร้อมจริตสุดเฉพาะตัวกับการเป็นหนังขาวดำบรรยากาศย้อนยุคดังจดหมายรักในหนังมอนสเตอร์ยุคคลาสสิกฉีกขนบการสร้างหนัง MCU โดยการใช้ CGI ให้น้อยแล้วปล่อยงานเอฟเฟกต์ทำมือ Practical Effect ได้เฉิดฉาย
Wait to find out what breed of evil you are.
กาเอล กาเซียเบอร์เนลนักแสดงเม็กซิกันสายดราม่าจาก Motorcycle Diaries และไม่นานมานี้กับหนังหาดสูบชีพโอ้
no
รับบทเป็นแจ็ค รัสเซลชายเจ้าของพลังอสูรโหดลอร่า ดอนเนลลี่นักแสดงหญิงชาวไอริชจากซีรีส์ The Nevers รับบทเป็นเอลซ่า บลัดสโตนอีกหนึ่งตัวละครฮีโร่นักล่าอสูรหนึ่งในสมาชิกคนสำคัญของ Midnight Suns ร่วมด้วยแมนติงอสูรกายบึงกรดจากคอมิกยุค 70 กลับมาพร้อมรูปโฉมใหม่และบทบาทที่คาดไม่ถึงและเพื่อเจาะลึกเบื้องหลังไอเดียสุดแหวกแนว Marvel Studios ได้มอบโอกาสให้ JUST do IT พูดคุยกับผู้กำกับไมเคิล เจียคิโนและผู้อำนวยการสร้างไบรอัน เกย์ชายผู้เป็นดั่งมือขวาของเควิน ไฟกีอยู่เบื้องหลังการปลูกปั้นโปรเจกต์มาแล้วมากมายทั้ง Spider-Man Homecoming Black Panther และ Avengers Endgame
Hi, I'm Takit from Just Do It Thailand.
Hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you.
I'm great. Great to talk to you.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you, man. First of all, congratulations for the movie. It's a bloody good time, man.
Great. I love that description. I want that on the poster.
Oh, yeah, you should. Give me a credit.
This Halloween, you can't escape the shock, the terror of Werewolf by Night.
So, where did the concept for a special presentation come from?
In the US, we have these things from, a couple decades back called network specials, and they're usually like a one-off special story that would air on TV, one night a year or something, usually around a holiday or at a special time. And we at Marvel loved them and said, well, why don't people do them anymore? Why doesn't anyone do them? Could we do them? And so we had this idea for a special presentation that would just sort of be like a short tease, a little introduce a character, get you in a new part of the world. And then Werewolf by Night was another idea that was percolating in our heads, and we just sort of put them together and said, well, let's do the first one with Werewolf by Night. We haven't used this character before. Let's introduce him to the world.
So it's gonna be another special presentation, right? Something like Man Thing, like that?
Who's to say? I'm glad you're excited. There will be more. We're trying to figure out how frequent they are, what they are, whether it's introducing new characters you haven't heard before, whether it's bringing back old characters in a different way. We're figuring it out, but it's very fun to have that to play with.
Good luck. I'll be rotting for you.
Michael, based on your filmography, you could spend the rest of your life just writing the score. Why did you want to take on directing?
Making movies was something I've been doing since I was 9 years old. My dad gave me his 8mm camera when I was a kid, and I made so many movies growing up. It was really, if I wasn't in school, I was making movies. That was my life. And I did that incessantly. And I went to film school. I made movies then. And even while I was composing all of these years, I would still make small movies on the side just for me, just because I enjoyed it and I loved it. And then Kevin Feige and I were talking one day, and he said, well, if you were going to direct something, what would you want to direct? And I said, Werewolf by Night. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, I loved that comic as a kid. I love monster movies. And I feel like it's an unexplored area of the Marvel universe. So why not? And he was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And it just went from there. But it really all came out of my love of those kinds of movies. Monster movies are incredible to me because they're really not about the monster. It's about the person behind the monster and the struggles and the hardships that they're going through, because this is not something they asked for. This is essentially, that no one wants to be a werewolf or wants to be any of these things. And that struggle to me is very interesting. That it's an exercise in understanding empathy and humanity, and I just wanted to dive into that as much as we could.
He is amazing. Michael is a great collaborator, and he has worked in movies, in television, in video games. He has this whole history of seeing all the different areas of entertainment. And he came to us, he was interested in directing. We said, absolutely, I'm excited to work with you. Let's make something fun. And what has been so special about Michael is his knowledge and use of music. So he obviously composed this as well. And he always talked about from the beginning that the music should pull you in. It should be scary. It should tell you when to be afraid. It should tell you when something's coming. He would start a bunch of meetings when we'd have a meeting, whether we were looking at a scene or we were about to film something, or maybe we were doing a review. And he'd say, before we start, let me just play a little music. And he'd play a song or he'd play something he wrote. And at the end of it, he'd say, okay, this is the feeling I want for this scene. And music is so universal, so understood, because you can feel an emotional connection, that he'd play that and everyone would say, oh, I understand what this is supposed to be. Great, let's do it. It was a joy to work with him.
His way of work is so unique, huh?
Yes. Yeah, I've never had anything like it before, but it's great to have a composer and director together. It was wonderful.
Please don't do this. Death is coming for you!
Gael Garcia Bernal. Why he's such a perfect choice for Jack Russell?
He was our first idea, and Michael had previously worked with him on a film, so Michael and Gael knew each other. We just talked to him and we said, hey, would you want to come do this? And the wonderful thing about Gael is he's an amazingly talented performer, but he's so good at showing his emotion and human side, whether it's in a line or with just a look. And we felt that was really important for Jack, because you have to understand where Jack's coming from. When he's coming to this very scary night, trying to do this very dangerous thing, you want to be on his side. And Gael brought a performance that's so wonderful that I want to watch it again and again.
Well, from the very beginning, I thought it would be so great to be in black and white, because it was born of my love of those movies as a kid. But we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do that or not. But we did shoot it with that in mind, just in case. And then after we assembled a version of the film, we screened it in black and white and looked at it. And I remember Kevin turned to me and goes, well, I guess we have to do this in black and white, don't we? And I was like, yes. So it was something I think everyone was once they saw it that way, everyone got very excited about what that could bring. We all set out to do something different for this. We wanted to present something that was a different visual feast for the Marvel fans, to hopefully just put something out into the world that feels different and new, and yet still part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's nothing like anything I've seen in this universe.
Oh, that's great.
Werewolf by Night คืนหอนอสูรโหดดูได้แล้ววันนี้ที่ Disney Hotstar.
Last question before I'm leaving. Give us a part 2 of Werewolf by Night.
Maybe even a part 3. We'll keep going.
Or maybe
Maybe.
let's put him in a Moon Knight. Is he gonna be in Moon Knight? maybe.
Moon Knight's already aired. It's already aired. So I don't know. We haven't even thought that far. For me, it was about telling the story of one night in the life of Jack and Elsa. And we'll see what happens. We'll see where we go.
There's a big history in the comics between the two of them, which I know fans are clamoring for. So who knows? We're probably going to see Jack again. I don't know where just yet.
You know.
No, not yet.
Okay, can't wait to see more of your work. I'm a big fan of your works in the storming stuff. Oh my god, this is my dream talking with you. Thank you
so much. By the way, Licorice Pizza, great movie. Paul Thomas Anderson and Dawn of the Dead, also great movie.
Love you.
Take care.
It's such a great time to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
ก่อนจากกันไปบอกพวกเราหน่อยครับว่าคุณพร้อมหรือยังกับมุมใหม่ของ MCU ถ้าคุณรัก Marvel ก็อย่าลืมกดซับกดแชร์กดไลค์และกดปุ่มแจ้งเตือนเอาไว้เพื่อไม่ให้พลาดคอนเทนต์สุด Exclusive เจาะลึกถึงหนังหลากหลายกว่าใครที่เดียวที่จอดอ JUST do IT พิมพ์จารีตภาษาอังกฤษส่วนดูภาษาไทย